Hi, do you know what today's thought? Today we're going to do another Democratic Party flop sweat update because it looks like, well, roll the video.
Trump campaigned on build that wall. Are you willing to tear that wall down?
No, there will not be another foot of wall constructed on my administration.
President was pretty unequivocal there. He said not 1 foot of border wall. Well, guess what? There's going to be 20 miles of border wall. The president just called, what was Mayorkas? Mayorkas was on the Secretary of, or Director of Homeland Security. Alejandro Mayorkas was on the border, and he said that not only he's been saying the border is secure. The border is secure. He's been in Congress several times testifying, being shown all these statistics about the thousands of people, unlawful aliens coming over the border every day, and his stock answer has been the border is secure. The border is secure, and now he's saying that it is urgent to build a border wall. And you saw the photo. Here he is on the border. He's been there before, and he's always come back and said the border is secure. But now he's saying that he's urging. He's not just saying, reluctantly saying that we need a border wall, but he's urging the border wall. Only 20 miles, but the easy call to make would be to just continue the Trump policy. There's plenty of material sitting right there on the border. The material to build the wall was sitting there. Biden came into office and he issued a new executive order, and it stopped, but the material is right there. You can just put it up. I don't know how many miles of wall that covers, but I'm pretty sure it's more than 20. But anyways, I think this is going to be just the start, because I don't know what 20 miles of border wall is going to do. The unlawful aliens will just find another open area and come through. But the president, you just heard him, was so unequivocal that there would be not 1 foot of border wall. And this is a good question for all of you who watch mainstream media, if you watch ABC, CBS, all those stations, to let me know how much coverage this is getting, because it's a complete reversal. And my point about the flop sweat, well, I keep saying flop sweat. Maybe I should take a moment to explain what flop sweat is. That's when you have a comedian, a stand-up comedian, the guy who gives the one-liners or whatever, the jokes. He gets up in front of an audience, he tells his jokes, and hopefully the jokes go well and he gets a lot of laughs, but sometimes they don't. A comedian he'll just go out there and he'll just bomb. He'll start his routine. Let's say it's a 6-7 minute routine, and within, say, 30 seconds, he knows he's flopping because nobody's laughing at his jokes, but he's got another 5 minutes to go or whatever, and he starts to sweat. And because he knows he's flopping, that is flop sweat. Now, let's carry over to the Biden administration. And what is the biggest joke in the Biden administration? Well, what he calls Bidenomics. His policies, the American Rescue Act, the Inflation Reduction Act, which actually caused inflation to explode. And he says, well, inflation is going down. Well, it's going up, but at a slower rate. But that's because the Fed is raising interest rates. Nothing, because to counteract what Biden did which was basically and a Democratic Congress enact all this extra spending that we don't have the money for, and so the choices are either borrow the money or print the money. So the Treasury printed the money, because if Congress passes spending, we have to print the money if we're not going to borrow it, and then have the interest costs, which are also soaring, by the way, because when the Fed raises interest rates, it raises the interest rates for the federal government too. So you have, all the way down the line. If you got a mortgage, you know what I'm talking about, or if you're looking for a house, you know that the mortgage rates are approaching 8%. My mortgage is 4.5%, and that was high, I thought at the time, because if I'd been a little earlier, I would have gotten like 2.5% or 3%. Anyways, getting off the track here, as I so often do. So get back on track. And if the Fed raises interest rates, that raises the interest rate that the interest that the government has to pay on its bills and bonds when they renew bonds. So if you have these old bonds from the Clinton administration, that was a mistake that he made. He sold some long-term bonds to go short-term to finagle the deficit, and now it's coming back to haunt us because we have to refinance now at these lower rates. So he could have stuck with low rates, 30. I'm hoping. See, I haven't been following this closely. I'm hoping when the interest rates were very low during the Trump administration, that the government got issued a lot of 30-year bonds to lock in a low rate for a long time. But anyways, in any case, they're going up. And the point is that Biden, he was going out. He said, well, I'm going to really take the bull by the horns, or that's what he thought, and I'm going to call it what I did, Bidenomics, and I'm going to tout it and say how great it's been going for the economy. But it's not. It's not. Everybody can see it. Go to the supermarket. Go to, anywhere. Buy a new car. It's flopping, and they're starting to panic because Trump, we saw the one, and it turned out to be an outlier. Trump up 10 points over Biden, Washington Post ABC poll, or ABC Washington Post poll. And I cautioned everybody. Washington Post was claiming that was an outlier, and I said, don't get too excited. But the point is that now we are farther along, and that there have been several polls since then. And Trump, the last 4 or 5 polls, Trump is either is ahead or the race is tied. And I saw a poll this morning, the day before you're seeing this. I forget who the pollster was, but Trump is ahead in that poll in Pennsylvania. Now that's the way it's looking right now. He needs Pennsylvania and Georgia. If he wins Pennsylvania and Georgia, he wins. That's the way it's looking today. Of course, anything could change. But anyways, they have a reason to be worried. They have a reason to start to sweating out all this flop sweat. We'll have to see what happens. But actions speak louder than words. Remember that. Actions speak louder than words, and they can say whatever they want, and Democrats could whistle past the graveyard. But you, again, heard how, what the heck? Here it is again. Here he is again.
Trump campaigned on build that wall. Are you willing to tear that wall down?
No, there will not be another foot of wall constructed on my administration.
Absolutely certain, not 1 foot of wall. And he also said several times that walls don't work, they don't do anything. And now he is building wall because his head of Homeland Security, who said the border was secure, now he's saying it's urgent to build the wall. Just this is 20 miles, but as I said, it might be the beginning. But that is such a complete reversal that it just seems to me actions speak louder than words, and the Democrats wouldn't be doing this if they weren't really worried. And people can, I welcome comments in the comments section. You can disagree with me. You can say, no, everything's okay. Biden's going to be fine. I'm just saying that's not what Biden thinks, and that's not what his administration thinks, or at least they're worried enough to completely reverse policy on one of the linchpins of his whole campaign, and actually I would say of his whole presidency. So which was to not to build the wall, but to import into the country as many unlawful aliens as he could. And now he's getting blowback. He's getting blowback from Democratic mayors like Eric Adams of New York City, another in Texas. I can't remember his name, but he switched parties from a black Democrat mayor in Texas switched to the Republican Party. You have Governor Hochul of New York, the governor of New York State, saying that she backtracked. She said we have to stop so many people coming, not just coming into New York, but coming over the border into the country. And she had to walk that, because she's a Democrat, right? And that's her base. She had to walk that back the very next day. But you have the governor of Massachusetts, don't remember her name either, but it doesn't matter. The point is that she declared a state of emergency, called out the National Guard. I think you're hearing something from the mayor of San Francisco. I could be wrong on that one, though. But anyways, I've gone on long enough today. That's my thought. Thanks for stopping by. If you could subscribe, that would really be great. Share this video with anyone you think would benefit from it. But most of all, come back and see me again. I would love to see all of you again. And until I do see all of you again, bye.